Welcome to PLR Sales Funnels. In this video, I'm going to talk you through how you go about editing your sales pages. The software I'm going to be using to modify the pages is SeaMonkey, and it's a fairly simple HTML editing program. It can do other things as well, like web browsing and email client and that sort of thing, but all I ever really use it for is for HTML editing because it's nice and simple. And you can download it for free from seamonkey-project.org. Okay, I've opened up the sales page in SeaMonkey. And what I like to do is to just save a backup copy of this so that if I need to come back to it and change it again, or if I mess it up, then I've got the original one preserved. I don't have to go back and download it all over again. Now the way to do that is to come here to File and then Save As. And I'm going to save this as index_old. And then click on Save. And now I want to go back and open the plain one again. So I'm going to come here to File, Recent Pages, and where it says index.html. And there we go. That's as it was. Now, to modify this, obviously there are going to be several things that you're going to want to change. You're going to want to have your own Buy Now button. And if you haven't created one, then please watch the video on creating a Buy Now button and signing up for PayPal. You also want to put your name on it, obviously, and you may want to modify one or two other things. Okay, let's just scroll down a bit because I'll show you a couple of things that you're going to need to change. First of all, down here where it says Testimonials, you need to have genuine testimonials. It is actually a crime in some countries to have fake testimonials. So if you haven't got any testimonials, then you want to edit this bit out for the time being. And then when you've got some testimonials, maybe you've given out some review copies or you've had a few sales, then you can come back and re-edit this page and put the testimonials in here. That's why I say that you should save a backup copy of it, because you may need to come back to this. Okay, so I'm going to edit this out because I don't have any testimonials. So I'm just going to highlight it, drag down, and then press the delete button. Okay, now we've done that, what I need to do is come down a bit further to the bottom. And you want to put your name there. Now you can either type your name in or you can have a signature. I recommend you don't use your real signature. What you can do is simply create a graphic using Photoshop or another graphics program of your signature in a cursive type font. But I'm just going to write my name in here. So just highlight it where it says signature, then I'm going to type my name in. And we go down a bit further, you can see all this other stuff here. You'll want to modify all of these for the correct URL, especially your support desk if you have one. And if you don't have a support desk, you want to have a link to a contact form or something like that. Okay, now that's done, we go back up to the top and I'm going to modify the Buy Now buttons. Now there's two ways that you can do this. You can either have the Buy Now button with the code that was created in PayPal, or you can keep this Buy Now button and then link to the email link. That's why if you've seen that video, you'll see I save both the HTML code and the email link. And I'm going to show you how to use both of them here. Okay, for the moment, what I'm going to do, highlight that, come up here to where it says link. So what I'm going to do is come to where I've got PayPal buttons, which I've saved in Notepad, and I'm just going to highlight the email link and copy it to my computer's clipboard, Control and C on my Windows computer. Let's just minimize that. And then I'm going to paste that in there, Control and V, like that. Now you don't really need to do anything else other than here where it says alternate text. You want to have that says don't use alternate text, and then click OK. And you can see it's changed color slightly, which means that this now has a link. Okay, let's scroll down a bit, and you want to repeat the procedure at all of these that you want to keep. That was that one there, and there's one right at the bottom. Now, if you want to have the code that comes with PayPal, then the procedure is slightly different. First of all, you want to highlight that or click on that and delete it. And then what you want to do is come here to where it says Insert, and then click where it says HTML. And this pop-up window opens. And what you then do is take all the HTML code that you took from the PayPal site and copy that to your computer's clipboard, Control and C, and then paste it in here, Control and V, and then click Insert. And you can see now it's inserted the Buy Now button. And I just need to, one other thing here, modify this one. And again, I'm not using alternate text. Click on OK, and there we are. That's now done. I think that's the only one on here. So now I want to save it. So click on Save. Something that's increasingly popular these days are video sales letters. And there are two ways that you can use them. You can either incorporate them into the main sales page, or you can have a separate video sales letter. If you decide to go along this route, it's recommended that your video sales letter is just a plain sales page, a plain white page with just the video and the Buy Now button. They work well for some people and they don't work well for others, so the best thing to do is to split test them to see which one works best for you. For this demonstration, I'm going to insert the video sales letter into the top of the already composed written sales letter. So I'm going to put it right in here above the first Click Here Now button. I've already uploaded the video to YouTube. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come here to where it says Share, and then click where it says Embed. And I'm going to copy and paste this code to my computer's clipboard, so Control and C on my Windows computer. Now I'm going to go back to the sales page, and I'm going to click here right after the three dots, and I'm going to come up here to Insert HTML, and I'm going to paste that in, Control and V. And I'm going to put a line break just at the beginning of the code, just to put a bit of space there. So I go left arrow, BR, right arrow, and then click Insert. Now don't worry too much about this an error occurred thing here, because I don't have JavaScript enabled on CMonkey. But you can see now it's going to be right there at the top of the page. And if you're creating a page from scratch, then the procedure is similar. You would just simply do an HTML page, have the YouTube code pasted in, and then have the Buy Now button underneath. Okay, the next step is to modify the thank you page. And as you can see here, you've got all of the buttons that people are going to need to press or right click on to download the various things that are on the thank you page. Now you can either, if you're going to keep it as set up, you can just leave it. Otherwise, if you've modified your PDF or something like that and you want to have a different download, what you can do is select the download button, come up here to link, and then you can enter the download URL in here. If it's relative to the page location, then you want to make sure that this checkbox is checked. Otherwise, if you're hosting your downloads on a third-party server like Amazon S3 or something like that, you want to make sure that you have the full URL here. I'm just going to cancel that. Now, down here, you've got the Upsell, and you can either enter in the Upsell video and a Buy Now button, or you can have a sign-up box for a mailing list, or you can have a sign-up box you can mail them more information, that sort of thing, or you can have a link to a separate Upsell page. It's up to you, but you edit it in the same way as you would do the main sales page. You'd also want to put your signature in here, either by typing it in or by having an image with a signature on it. One thing you really should do is to change the page name here. Because if you keep it as something like thankyou.html or download.html, well, quite frankly, you're just asking to get hacked. So what I always do is I just give it a random name or a random collection of numbers, which makes it much harder for someone who comes to your site to steal to actually be able to steal it. So I'm going to go to File and Save As, and I'm just going to call this, 854762, and it'll automatically add the .html extension, and I can click here on Save. And you can see that's done now. And what that means is it just makes it a bit harder to find. And when all your sales pages and your download pages and everything are all prepared, you're going to need to upload those to your web space. And I'll talk about that in another video.